Welcome to the Nothing Much Just Chillin' Show with your hosts Emma and Julio. Nothing much, just chillin' show. Nothing much, just a chillin'.
Welcome back to NMJC, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Emma, and this is my podcast called Nothing Much Just Chillin', where we chill. And today the vibes are super chill because I'm in my bed, which I've been working in almost all day. First of all, I want to say that last week's episode, it was so amazing to have Jasmine on. I loved talking to her, but I was really tired. I was really tired last week. I mean, I'm tired this week too because I just got back from a trip, but we'll get into that later. But I was super tired last week because I had shot a wedding on Sunday and we recorded on Tuesday, and I just still had not fully recovered from just everything. I don't even know. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious that photographing a wedding is pretty exhausting. It takes a lot out of you socially and physically and mentally, and can be really draining, even though it was so much fun. I loved it. I really did. The couple, I'm gonna get into that next week, because next week we're gonna have on Sam, who was my second shooter for the wedding. Okay, but yeah, last weekend with Jasmine, she really carried it. She did an amazing job. She came with energy. I loved talking to her. Maybe we should have hung out before we recorded the episode, just because we had so much to catch up on, but I feel like it was also nice to record us catching up. So I don't know, I really liked the episode. I hope you guys all liked the episode, and yeah, I'm gonna have on a bunch more guests, I guess, hopefully. So I'm really excited. I love talking to people. Podcasting has just been something that has made me really happy and that I really like, and I like to be able to share it with people, to share the experience with people. So yes, thank you, Jasmine, if you're listening, for coming on last week. Absolutely loved it. So yesterday I just got back home from a week-long trip. I first went to New Jersey, which is where my sister lives. She lives a little bit outside of New York, and so I went there to visit her and try to shoot New York Fashion Week again. I made a video last year after I got back from New York Fashion Week. It's called Sneaking into New York Fashion Week, and I kind of went through everything I went through during that week when I was there, and trying to get into shows, trying to shoot outside of shows, trying to shoot models. I kind of went through everything I did, and it was really positive. It was a really great experience. It made me feel really motivated. It made me feel good, even though there was some hard moments. I still I went out there with no plan at all, and I still made a lot of beautiful images from it, from having no plan. And it was really exciting to even be able to shoot anything when I was there, and I was so grateful for that experience, and I really wanted to do it again. And I told myself last year that I would be better prepared the next time around, and I would try to email people in advance, email brands in advance, email influencers, reach out to people to shoot. And I've just had a hectic couple months. It's no excuse. I should have made that happen. I should have tried harder to get in contact with people, but I just went hard on contacting people the week before, and it didn't really work out. It didn't really work out for me, except for one company that puts on some fashion shows. I was able to go there again, which I did that last year, but New York Fashion Week is very elitist. It is very secretive where the big shows are. There's the big shows, which are called the shows, and then there's middle tier shows and lower tier shows, and those are often easier to know about and get in and be able to shoot. And of course I want to shoot the shows. I want to shoot the biggest brands there, right? The Ralph Lauren, Tory Burch, Tommy Hilfiger, big brands. I want to shoot that, right? And it's just hard. It's just hard unless you know somebody who works there or you're quite well connected. It's a very who knows you type thing. And I I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do in my career, and to get my name out there and to be able to have my name on the roster for potential photographers for these brands, right? Like I have a long way to go. But that being said, I really made the most of it last year. Like I really did. But this year there were some factors that got me a little down that maybe made it a little more difficult than last year. First one being the weather. The weather in New York this past week was horrible. I mean, I don't know if it still is, but it was absolutely horrible. The first 2 days that I was there and trying to shoot, it was so humid, heat wave. I hate humidity too. That's why I fucking live in LA. And then the next few days, it was raining. So I just didn't want to take out my professional cameras because I didn't want to damage them, but luckily everything was safe in my camera bag. But yeah, so there was that, and I just had less people who knew about the shows this year. Like I had just had like less connections this year. Like I just had less luck overall this year. I did have some luck, which I will go into, but the luck in general was a little bit low, but also my mood was a little bit low because the weather was so bad, and it's hard for me to be like, oh, I want to take a picture of everything right now when I'm like drenched in sweat walking around in New York City or when it's downpouring and I'm like, I don't want to take out my camera. I don't want to do it. And also last week before I went, I was telling Julio, like, I don't want to go anymore. I was really regretting booking the trip because, well, one, I saw the weather report, and then two, I was just feeling really anxious, not really about the trip, but just about not being home, and there was a bunch of work that I had to do, and I was just having a lot of anxiety, and I think also it had to do with astrology and like Mercury retrograde. Like I think that was really affecting my mood too, no matter what anyone says. Like I believe in that stuff because I feel it. But yeah, I was just really anxious about leaving for a week and being without Julio too. Like he's my rock. He's the person who keeps me sane. So yeah, I was just very nervous. And then also another difference between this year and last year is I had photographer friends last year who were also trying to shoot New York Fashion Week, and I would meet up with them, met up with some model friends, met up with my photographer friends, and I just felt like I had more community. And that is so big when you're doing something by yourself, to have people who are also beside you. That was so huge for me to go there alone without a plan and then be like, oh, I get to see them soon, or get to talk about what they're doing. I get to go to this show with them. I get to meet up with them. Like, I don't know, I had more fun bopping around and meeting up with people and shooting. That it was just such a nice experience last year. I mean, I did feel the overwhelming sense of elitism last year too, and I was just kind of like, it is what it is, you know. It really, like, I can't change it. I gotta play the game a little bit, and it sucks, but what you gonna do? And so yeah, I just did a lot of walking around by myself and eating by myself, which I mean, I'm fine doing. I would rather share a meal with somebody because I love food. Like, I'm a huge foodie. I think it's apparent from how much I talk about food on this podcast, but I'm such a huge foodie, and I love sharing that with people. I love sharing food with people. I love going out to eat with people and trying different restaurants or making somebody try something that I already love and see them love it. Like, it's just my favorite thing. And yeah, I just had a lot of alone time in the city, but I did try new places. I did eat new things, and yeah, I was able to fortunately meet up with my friend Tommy, who works in the city, and we had a nice catch up talk and ate dinner together, and it was really lovely to see him, because I haven't in a while, because usually going to the East Coast for me means just a lot of family time, and I don't really see that many friends, and I also just don't keep up with many people or keep in touch with many people from my hometown or from high school. So I really cherish my friendship with Tommy because we've known each other for so long, I'm sure many people cherish the friendships that they've had since middle school, since high school, because those are the people who have seen you through so many stages of your life and can really honestly witness the way you've grown, the way you've changed, or the way that you've not changed, and how you've always been true to yourself. And it's really, I don't know, it's really lovely connecting with people that have been in your life for so long and catching up with them. So yeah, it was really, really nice to see Tommy. So that was a positive. I know I'm like making it seem like all of it was so negative right now, but there were some really nice moments that I had on my trip, and majorly being able to see my sister, being able to see my brother-in-law Matt. I love hanging out with him, and then I love just eating with my sister in her apartment and us just watching something silly together. Like, I love just hanging out with her because we don't hang out. We live on opposite sides of the country, and I wish so bad that me, Julio, Matt, and Olivia just all lived in the same place. Like, we would hang out all the fucking time. Not all the fucking time because Olivia works so much, but we would see them like so often if we lived in the same place. And that makes me really sad because I see people like hang out with like their siblings so often, like because they live in the same place, and it makes me so sad because I'm like, I feel like I'm so LA and I feel like Olivia's so New York, and I just wish that we were both LA. But no, I wish everybody would just move here. And then I also met up with my high school friend Tish. She came down to where I was shooting on Sunday, and it was raining so hard. But it was really nice. We went to Ha Ha Ha, and they have like 3 locations, I think, but it's a vegan Mexican restaurant, and it's fire. It's so good. We got the brunch tacos, and they were amazing. That was really nice to see her and catch up, and yeah, I love being with people. I love connecting with people. I love being with Julio. I don't know. I think I am introverted, but I also just love sharing quality time with people. I was in a bad headspace, honestly, the past week, that it made me like not really want to reach out to people, but she reached out to me, and yeah, we just set it up, and I'm so glad we did because every day in New York was hard, so it was nice to have some lovely moments with people. So the first night that I decided to shoot New York Fashion Week was Friday, and I got access to this company that puts on runway shows for designers, and I have done it quite a couple times with this company, twice in LA and last year in New York. And what I love shooting, what I'm going to New York Fashion Week and LA Fashion Week to shoot is behind the scenes content, because I could go get a riser pass and just sit on the riser, sit in front of the runway and take runway shots of the designs on the runway and the models walking like that. That's actually super cool, and I love getting shots of that as well, but I don't want to do that the whole time. Like, those are not the shots that I care about. Like, I want to get the shots of like the model eating pizza and the assistants tying up the model's shoes and the models getting ready, getting their glam, behind the scenes of the hair and makeup process, behind the scenes of the lining up process where all the models are just getting ready, getting in the vibe of the show. And yeah, I love those candid moments. Like, those are moments that I really see magic in. Like, I love the model off-duty photos. I love those. I love catching the model off guard, catching the model like feeling herself in the mirror, catching the model laughing with her makeup artist. Like, I love those are the moments that I want to get. And so when I went that first night, it was quite awful. Let me explain. They wouldn't let us in. There was like some sort of like private event in the venue that was closed off to like only special people. I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's the elitism, you know? And so I got there at the time that they said to get there to be able to get in and get my pass and get in. And I didn't end up going in until 2 hours and 15 minutes after they said to come. They were like, oh, be here at 7. You get your pass, you go in. I got there at literally 6:45. Before that even. But I started lining up at 7, and I didn't like get in until like I didn't get in until like 8:45, and then the person checking in the media, she gave me a riser pass. And I don't know if you guys remember me just saying that like I don't really like to shoot the riser. So so she gives me the riser pass, and I'm like, oh, like is this is the pass? She's like, yeah, that's the pass that you have. And I was just like, okay. So I just take the pass, and like I said, I've worked for this company before. Like I've done photographs at these shows before, and I can always go backstage. So I go over and there's a security guard where the backstage entrance is. It's the same venue as last year. I know it very well. And so I walk up, like I'm gonna go past him down the stairs, and he's like, you don't have the right pass. I'm like, well, what pass am I supposed to have to go down here? And he was like, well, you have the green pass, you need the red pass. I was like, okay. And at this point, I was so done. Like I was so over it. I wasn't even excited at all to take pictures anymore. Like I was in a bad mental state. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I've just waited so long. I want to go backstage. I just want to get the shots that I want to get. I'll fucking send it to you guys for free. I'm doing free work, right? Like, let's not forget that here. And I just waited so long to get in. There's a heat wave. It's fucking hot as fuck outside. I'm waiting in this huddle with all these other male photographers, and we're all just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this has never happened, them delaying us going in. And so I go back over to the person checking in the media, and I was like, hey, like, can I have like the pass that you can go, like, can I have a backstage access pass? And she was like, we don't have any of those anymore. And I started to take off my pass, my riser pass. And I was like, oh, well, if I can't get backstage, I'm just going to go home. Like, I'm just going to leave. And she was so confused. She was like, what do you mean? You don't want to shoot the show? And I was like, no, I kind of want to. Like, I would love to get like shots here and there, but the main thing I want to get is backstage content. And she was like, who do you work for? And I was like, myself. And she's like, okay, so what are these pictures for? And I was like, for fun and to give to you guys. Like, she was so confused. Like, her expression on her face was like, is she dumb? Like, what is going, like, why is this bitch denying this pass right now? And so I was like, yeah, like those are the pictures I like to get. I like to get the BTS content. So if I can't get that, I'm going home. And she was like, okay, if you give me 15 minutes, I'm going to try to get you a pass. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can wait 15 minutes. I've already waited so fucking long. I can wait 15 more minutes. Like, it's going to be worth it. And also, if I get this pass today, then the next 2 days that I come in, I don't have to deal with like waiting in the line. And so I'm waiting 15 minutes, and then I go up to her. I'm like, hey, do you have it? Like, were you able to get it? And she was like, no, not yet. Give me 10 more minutes. And I was like, okay. So I waited more time, probably waited like 15 more minutes until I went back up to her. And then like as I was going up to her, the person who she asked to give her another all access pass was giving it to her. And then she glanced at me and she was like, oh, here you go. And then I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I was so grateful. Like in that moment, I was just like, it is all worth it to me right now to have this pass. Like I can't believe I just finessed that. Like I'm just a girl. I'm simply a girl. I'm simply a girl with 5 cameras ready to shoot free content. I'm not a threat. I'm not a creep. I'm not anything like more than just like, I just want to take lovely pictures. So I guess she decided that like I was cool. Like I was chill. I am chill, as we all know. So yeah, I scurried downstairs. Oh, also, as I was heading backstage, I ran into that security guard again who was like, you don't have the right pass. And then I held the pass up to him and I was like a little, if you're listening just on audio, I'm just like, huh? Yeah, like did a little like, look at me now. And he smiled real big and he was like, okay, I see you. and then I went downstairs and I started taking pictures, and I pretty much only took film because I'm crazy. I love film, and I really shouldn't do that because you should always take digitals for safety. I mean, I took some digitals on my Digicam, but I did only take film. I just got my film pictures back and they're all great. My only regret is like not taking more because I was just I was still like not in the best mood. I was also tired. I'd been like in the sun, humid all day. Like I wasn't feeling my best like the entire time I was there, just because of my mood and because of like the weather and just feeling lonely and missing Julio. Like it was just a lot of factors into like me not feeling up to the task. But you know what? I got my pictures, and what I did get is really good. So I'm proud of myself. It turned out amazing. So I really, sorry, I'm just like in real time, like taking the time to process like, you're gonna turn me away for the one thing that I came here for. You know, it's a long fucking journey to the fucking lower east side from New Jersey, you know what I mean? And from LA. I flew there to take pictures, you know, like that was a long flight to just be turned away. So I'm really glad. And I wasn't even thinking about that during the time when I like gave up and was like, hey, like I'm just gonna go home if I can't shoot BTS. Like I wasn't even thinking straight in my head, like, Emma, you flew all this way, like don't give up. But someone somewhere in the universe was on my side, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I got the pass. I went back the next night, took some more pictures. So yeah, it was good. And then Sunday, I don't even want to talk about Sunday. I was supposed to meet a model in the morning, and then I missed the train because I overslept, and then I had to take an expensive Uber into the city to get there on time, but the model was late because of train delays. And then the second that we got ready to shoot, it started pouring. It started pouring rain. So I still took some pictures of her, and then she had to go walk a show, and I took pictures of her afterwards. But that's all I did on Sunday because I was just drained from going to the city all day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But yeah, and then on Monday I just went into the city to drop off my film, say bye to my sister at her work, and yeah. So this year, honestly, it wasn't as successful. What gets me the most down is because I have so much confidence in my ability to capture beautiful images for designers, for brands, for models, for makeup artists, and I know my worth, like I know my value, and I'm still choosing to do all this for free / to help out in any way I can. And I don't have that in with like the shows, like with these big designers yet. So I got some work to do, and that's fine. One day I'll be shooting backstage for the top tier shows, and I'll look back on these times in my life where I just pursued with no plan, where I just did things just because I wanted practice, I wanted experience, really. And it'll all it'll all be worth it. And then Monday I left New Jersey because I had a job in Seattle on Tuesday, but my flight was delayed, so I had to change my flights because I wouldn't have made my connecting flight. And then so I made a new connecting flight, and by the grace of my flight was so delayed, my first flight was so delayed, but by the grace of God, I made it on my connecting flight, finally got to Seattle at like 2 a.m, and then barely slept because there was a leak in our hotel room. I was sharing a hotel room with the producer of the project that I was working on, and there was a leak in our hotel room, and I couldn't sleep. I kept on waking up because it was so distracting. And then because I was late to my connecting flight, my bag didn't make it to Seattle with me, so I had to sleep in my airport clothes. And then that whole morning I just like went to a coffee shop and just drank a matcha and just trying to calm myself down from everything that I just experienced and just like the past week in general, because I hadn't gotten good sleep in so long since I left LA, so I was just feeling very like unstable. So I just went to a coffee shop, sat there on my phone, drank a matcha, drank water, and just waited for Delta to call me and say that they have my bag and that they're delivering it to my hotel. So luckily they were able to do that, got my bag, got a shower, felt like a brand new person. And then yeah, we had a good, I can't say much about the job that I did, but it was cool. It was like I did event photography, and yeah, I think everything went well. And then afterwards we got vegan ice cream from Frankie and Joe's in Seattle, and the ice cream scooper, the person who worked there, was so nice, like gave us all free cones, and just, yeah, she was a vibe. Love her. I don't know what her name is, but someone needs to give her a raise because she's amazing. But yeah, the vegan ice cream was really great. I got they had such cool flavors. I think I got chocolate tahini cookie or something like that. Y'all know I love chocolate, so I'm always gonna get the chocolate flavor, but it was the other ones looked as amazing as well. Anyways, I'm back home now. Let me read my notes and see if I missed anything that I wanted to talk about. Intrusive thoughts. Oh yeah, every time I was eating alone, I was like, oh my god, what if I just choked? What if I just started choking right now? Like I have nobody here to like save me or like tell somebody to save me. It was specifically when I was eating this bowl of noodles that I was thinking about this, because I'm like, oh my god, someone could easily choke on this. I mean, not really. They're noodles. They're slippery. Like I don't know why, but I was just like freaking myself out, and so I was like chewing way more than usual. It's so like nothing was gonna happen to me. I don't know why I was being so fucking weird. When I was waiting for the model on Sunday morning, I was playing with my camera. I was testing my settings, and I was just like putting my camera up and like testing my settings, and then I felt a man staring at me. He'll go away soon. Like he'll probably keep on walking. He'll like, I don't need to look at him. Like I don't need to socialize right now. But I still feel him staring at me like after so long, and I put my camera down and I look at him, and he was just like, I love photographers. And I was like, what? And he was like, I'm looking at that and I see nothing, but you see something beautiful. You see something like worth taking a picture of, and that is just so amazing to me. Like your eye, it just sees things that I can't see, and that's so beautiful. Like he was just going on and on talking about how much he like envies photographers' eyes, and it was just so like positive and nice, and I was just staring at it. I'm like, should I be honest? I just can't. It wasn't even like a should I be honest. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest right now, because that's just who I am. Like I'm always honest. Like I never lie to people. Like I actually can't lie to people. Like, the girl in Knives Out, the first one, where she throws up every time she lies. Like that's me. Like I can't lie. Like I can't bullshit. And so I was like, oh, I actually was just checking my settings, but like, yeah, like I do think those, trees in the building are beautiful. And he was just like, either way, like, I'm just in awe of photographer. Like, he was just being so nice. And yeah, so because sometimes people stare at you and they're staring because they're like ew, or like staring like creepily, and you never want either of those things to happen. So it was like positive. And then also people stare at me a lot because of my chin, because I have a blue mark on my chin. And yeah, like anytime, like it just happens like all the time that people tell me I have something on my chin, and I'm just like, have to tell the whole story. No, I don't have to tell the whole story every time. I'm just like, it's an internal bruise, it's not gonna go away if I just wipe it. What was so nice about having this Seattle job right after New York Fashion Week is that I was with like a crew. Like I was with a crew of people. We were all working on the same goal, and it was just really nice to be like a part of something and like with people for a purpose, because I was just on my lonesome in New York City. And so I'm grateful that I booked that job and that I had that experience, because my job sometimes, like what I do, it can be it's just very lonely being by myself. So when I'm working with people, like when I shot the wedding, like Julio was my assistant and Sam was my second shooter, and like we were like a team. Like I love being part of a team in those kinds of situations. Like I don't like being by myself in work situations. Okay, I feel like I've talked too long. But I want to just quickly say that I have been listening to Guts non-stop. I love it. Oh my god, like it's amazing. I love Olivia Rodrigo's new album. The first time I listened to it all the way through, I was like, I only like a few songs. But now that I've listened to every song like 100 times, they've all grown on me, and I am shouting them. Like I love them so fucking much. Like I didn't like Get Him Back at first. I was like, I don't really like the song, but now it's like one of my favorite songs. And actually tonight, Madison Beer's sophomore album comes out. I think it's called Silence Between Songs, and I'm so excited because, as we all know, she's my favorite. So, but I love Olivia Rodrigo. I really do. I really like her songs. I'm gonna quickly tell you my favorites from Guts, but I honestly, all of them are my favorites. Like I'm obsessed with all of them. I wanna get it back. Okay, so I love All American Bitch. Love it. Lacey, you know what? This is dumb because I love all of them. I'm not even gonna go through them all, but probably my favorite right now, but it can change tomorrow. It could even change in 5 minutes. But my favorite right now is Teenage Dream. I just love the end of that song. I'm in love with the end of that song because I love the lyrics at the end that say, they all say that it gets better the more you grow. They all say that it gets better, but what if I don't? And that hit hard. Something to think about. I have hope that I'm gonna look back on this time in my life with such awe at myself for just trying, not being afraid to be seen, trying, not being afraid to take risks. Because what people fail to mention when they talk about taking risks, like, oh, you have to take risks, is that you can fail. Risks sometimes don't go well, but you'll always get experience. You'll always get stories. You'll always meet new people. Risks can come with positives and negatives, and that's just fucking life. It's really just as simple as you gotta keep moving. You gotta keep trying. You gotta keep taking risks no matter if you keep failing. You know, the most successful people in the world have failed the most. But also, just to highlight the essence of this podcast, nothing much, just chilling. I am a chill person. I love chilling, and the things that are important to me, the most important to me in life, are not my career or my job. And maybe that means that I'll never make it. Maybe that means that I'll never go far. But also, success isn't everything. And what even is success? So what is even making it, right? Because I'm so happy and I hold so many things higher in my life than my career. But this is a time in my life where I have to grind. I have to, and all of it is a risk I'm willing to take, because no matter how hectic my life can be, no matter how ungrounded I may feel sometimes, or how my schedule changes every week and things come up last minute and things get canceled last minute, no matter how chaotic my life gets, I would rather sit in uncomfort, sit in not knowing, rather than know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life at like a 9 to 5 every day. But no matter what, I need to take time this next few days, this next week, to fill my glass back up, spend quality time with the people I love, and really, get my work done too, because I have so much work to do. I need to stop talking because I need to get back to work. Thank you guys so much for chilling with me this week. I will see you next week with a guest, my friend Sam, and we're going to talk all things photography. So if you're interested in that, definitely look out for next week's episode. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
Nothing much, just a chillin'.